What's up, everyone? Dr. Laura Pence here with the video series Understanding Your Greatest Self, where I help you understand your greatest self. Great title, right? Okay, anyway, sorry. We'll get into it. So we are in the month of April and we are talking all about emotions, okay? So today we're going to talk about one way to really pull back when you're in an emotional state and then take ownership, take observation, and make a good choice moving forward, right? Because the thing is, if we're not tuning in, if we're not aware of our emotional state, if we're not owning where we are with our own feelings, then the feelings can actually drive the car. I'm not sure who said it once. I kind of think that maybe it was Brene Brown, but she said that feelings are a little bit like children. We don't want them driving the car, but we also don't want to stick them in the trunk, right? I know, my videographer's shaking her head that I can't say that, but I just did, so oh well. So I think it's really important when we're talking about this whole sort of idea to just always pull back on that intention. Why is it important for us to talk about feelings? Why is it important for us to know our emotional state? And it's really so that we can make better choices moving forward, so that we can make better choices in our relationships, in our career, with ourself, and not let our emotions and our emotional state drive the car every time, right? So we can be in greater awareness. Okay, so one of the ways to do that, it's a technique called STOPP, S-T-O-P-P, and it's what's called a CBT technique, cognitive behavioral therapy. Now, I'm not sure actually the individual who developed this technique, so if you're out there and you're watching, I give you credit, I just don't know your name. But so STOPP is a really simple 5-step process that you can use when you are beginning to feel like your either emotions are becoming overwhelming or you know that maybe something's getting activated and you just need to slow down. Okay, so here's a 5-step process and I'm going to walk you through it, okay? So step 1, stop. Stop what you're doing, just pause for a minute, okay? Step 2, take a deep breath. Okay? And really what that looks like is not, that's not a deep breath, okay? That's a sigh. A deep breath is, that's more of a deep breath, okay? You don't necessarily have to close your eyes. I just did that for drama effect, but if you'd like to, great. That's a deep breath, okay? So stop, take a deep breath. The third one, observe. This is where you actually begin to drop into your body, last week's episode, and take note of what's going on for you, right? And observe how you're feeling. Are you anxious? Are you overjoyed? Are you feeling shame? Are you surprised? Are you frightened? What is the feeling? What is the emotion that's going on for you right now? That's observe. P, pull back. This is where you take perspective. One of the first questions that I like to ask myself, and then I encourage my clients to ask, is your emotion congruent with what's going on, right? So if you're really angry because your kiddo dropped a Cheerio on the floor, is that congruent with what's going on, right? So pull back, take perspective, because then that's going to impact what happened next. Because if you pull back and you pause for a minute and you take perspective on your own emotional state, but also on what's going on around you, then you can make a more informed decision with the 5th step. And the 5th step is proceed. And one of the questions that I like to ask my clients is, what's the next best choice for you? Right? So knowing your emotional state, knowing how it is that you're feeling, what is the next best move that you can take that's going to be healthy for you and that's going to be productive? Okay? So if it was you're angry because your kiddo spilled the Cheerio, right? And you pull back and you take perspective and you think to yourself, okay, well, maybe that wasn't really a big deal. Then maybe you can just express empathy and be like, don't worry about it, dude. I spill Cheerios all the time, and pick the Cheerio up and eat it. Right? But if you don't have that pullback taking perspective and then proceed with what's the next right move, then you might end up yelling at that child. Or you might end up, storing and stockpiling that emotion and taking it out on your spouse later, right? So again, 5-step process. Let's review. Stop. Take a deep breath. Observe. Pull back and take perspective. And proceed with the next right move. That simple 5-step process is really going to help you regulate and manage your emotions so that you can show up in the way that you want to, so that you're not letting those emotions drive the car. Okay? So your exercise for the week is really just to write down those 5 steps. Put it on a Post-it note, put it on like a piece of paper, put it in your phone, put it on the refrigerator, and then begin to utilize every single day that STOPP method. Because you have to practice it first for it really to become like ingrained inside of you, right? I mean, we don't get good at anything without practice. By the way, I'll say it again. We don't get good at anything without practice. So make sure you're practicing this method. And that's really just your exercise of the week, is to begin to put this into practice so that it can show up for you and be more available to you in those moments when you're feeling even more overwhelmed, okay? So come back on Thursday, because on Thursday we're going to talk about how you might mismanage emotions, okay? Today was about how do you manage, and on Thursday I'm going to give you a little bit of some content around how you're mismanaging emotions maybe, okay? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, come back every week, share this with the people that you love and the people that you know. If it feels like it's helpful for you, let them know which episode has been particularly helpful, what they might find helpful, all that kind of stuff. I'll see you on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking time out of your day and coming in and seeing what this all is about. It's awesome to have you here. Yep.